I'm continuing the review on this Catfish Pro Tournament Series rod, but I got an invite by Billy Clobo at Fishing with Billy. And if you don't know Fishing with Billy, you need to look him up on his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of information, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good fishing videos. But this is kind of out of the blue. He invited me down to Knoxville, and I said, well, I've got a new rod I want to show you. He said, well, bring it. We'll throw out a couple of baits while we're down there, and we'll see if we get anything. Well, I invited a subscriber, John Armstrong. Now, I told him he'd meet me at the exit. I'd take him Knoxville fishing for a little while, and he ended up catching a flathead. But I was just really wanting to see what this rod looked like in the dark. And there was some rain coming. I didn't really get to set up my other camera that I have because it's not waterproof. But we got down there, and I told him on the way down there, I said, the pressure's been high, and I think after we get a little bit of rain coming through, pressure will drop, fish will start hitting. See, I have a theory about this, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems to have helped me while I've been fishing and stuff. My theory is when the pressure is real high on these catfish, their air sac that makes them breathe or float, it gets bloated. And when this air sac gets bloated, it puts pressure on their stomach. Now, it makes them not want to feed or feed on small pieces of cut bait. I don't know if this is true or not, but it seems to pay off for me. When it's high pressure, I use smaller baits, focus on deeper parts, drop-off parts of the river. Now, when the rain comes through, the pressure starts dropping on these fish, which causes their bladder, or air sac as I call it, to go smaller. When it goes smaller, it releases the pressure off their stomach, which in return causes them to feel hungry. That's when you mostly get fish in between that drop in pressure that feeds on big baits, or you get good runs, and they just seem more hungry. It's just a theory. I don't know if it's true or not. You can put your 2 cents down at the bottom in the comments. See if it sounds right to you. But like I said, it's not a fact. It's just a theory. But anyway, we got down there and met Billy from Fishing with Billy, and showing him this rod. He said it's really light to be a heavy action rod. Tied on some baits, throwed it out, and then I got a run. And I handed my phone to my subscriber, and I said, please, will you film this? In this little segment, I want you to look at my battery was starting to die on my light, and wasn't as bright as it's supposed to be. But look how easy this rod right here is to see in the dark. And I want you to see the action. This blue cat was only about 12 pounds. Maybe I'm estimating a little more. About 10 to 12 pounds, let's say that. So maybe I won't be called a liar. It seems to be happening a lot in all these groups and everything. But it's about 10 to 12 pounds. I hooked it, and it was coming up over the hump, and I pulled him up over the hump. I'll explain how I managed to hook his fish on a circle hook after this clip. On the Cat Pro extra heavy rod, yeah, handle them pretty good. It don't really feel that big, but it might be that big. But really comfortable. One-handed, I can get him to move pretty easily. Bend's pretty good to be extra heavy too. You pull and drag a little bit. If I can just get him up off the bottom.
Might be a flathead if it's sticking to the bottom.
You got a net?
You want to use yours or mine?
It don't matter. Yeah, it's a little one. Yeah, it's a flathead. I think.
No, it's a blue.
It's blue. Couldn't really see down there. Ain't too bad. First catfish on the Catfish Pro heavy action rod. Not too bad. Hopefully I'll get some bigger ones on it this year. He got one eye. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that eye's bad or it's just turned in that way. It's like it's growed something over it. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah. Nice one.
I'd say about 12 pounds, wouldn't you?
Yeah, close.
Get him back in before he gets too exhausted. Kind of hard to sort of release them here without dropping them in the water.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 fish tonight while fishing, and absolutely nothing while magnet fishing. I didn't mention it earlier, but I didn't get anything on magnet, and I drug it on both sides of this pier.
But like I said, this rod right here is really, really light. It is one of the lightest rods I've ever put in my hand to be heavy action. But I don't regret the $64 I paid for it. Like I said, I'd buy another one in a heartbeat. Alright guys, I came down here, spend the night with Billy Claybo. We was testing out the Catfish Pro rod. And you need to check him out at Fishing with Billy on YouTube. He's almost up to 10,000 subscribers. It would help him if you really subscribe. He's got a lot of good fishing videos, a lot of informational videos. And till again, this is Hack to Fish, and we're out. Now, we got that fish in over the dock and got him in, got him unhooked and everything. But when my clicker was going off on that run, the fish just all of a sudden stopped. And when that fish stopped, I thought he wasn't going to hit no more. Now, what I did was I put my hand on this part of the rod that's not covered. Now, I could feel and see this fish just barely tapping on the tip of the rod. When I put my hand on it, I could feel him just barely moving. that's what helped me get that fish, because he was, I guess, trying to slip off. But I praised this rod a lot in the video, and I said I'd probably buy some more, and probably will. Another thing that you can see in the video is most heavy action rods are really stiff. When you hook a fish, they don't really give that much. I handled that little 12-pound arm, and the rod was still bending and giving forgiveness where it needed to. Now, in other rods, when they're heavy and extra heavy, when you try to manhandle a fish, they don't have that give to it. And sometimes you can put stress on your knots, you can put stress on your line. But I like this heavy action rod because it has that forgiveness at the top of it, but a stiff backbone to get them over ledges and out of places that you need to get them. Now, I can't praise this rod anymore because I've been feeding its ego really heavy. But that is my review for at night. You can look in the video again if you want to. You can see how easy it was to get that fish back up over that 50-foot drop ledge that I had my bait at. And you can see how easy it is to see. If you took interest in these rods, please leave a comment down at the bottom. And I'm sure it would help Mike Baker and him out on some purchases on these rods. Now again, I need you to check out Billy Claybo's YouTube channel at Fishing with Billy. He's almost got 10,000 subscribers. He would really appreciate the subscription. Like I said, he's got really informative videos. Really good guy. Me and him's been out fishing twice. I'm sure we're going to be doing some more fishing. But till again, this is Hack to Fish, and I'm out.